Ready. Okay, Rugby Town 1, Eaton United 2. We're joined by Brad Mann. Brad, ready. Harder than win in the end, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, and could have and should have made it easier for ourselves in some of the areas that we got in, but they wanted to keep spinning us and try and catch us on the break, and without some class from Kingy, especially on the 1v1 situation. We could have came away with just a point again, and you would have been frustrated. I think it was two sides just bang out of form when you actually look at the game. So a bit of a cagey affair in that respect, and it would have been nicer, obviously, to have a bit more quality on show. That being said, going 1-0 up and conceding the goal we did just before half time can really knock the wind out yourself. And for us to dig deep and find something to not only just score to go ahead, but then to defend and when we've needed to be. And I think you'll agree, you've seen us at our best, and we were by no means at our best today in terms of free flowing, attractive, great to watch attacking football. We're stuttering a little bit, but we were resilient, and that's a good trait to have when you, especially coming away from home. And I don't care that their form is worse than ours coming into the game. The difference is they're going to scrap to stay in this league, and they've got nothing to lose now. So if they lose a game, well, they're in the same position that they were before, but they've got everything to gain. And us, we don't want to be dragged into any conversations of that drop zone, but we'll probably go up a few spaces after the win today, how crazy this league is. But today was a win for the club. And what I mean by that is we're on death's door. Myself, I didn't think I'd even be at the game today. If you asked me at 7:30 last night, I was wrapped up in bed, fully clothed, and couldn't even string a sentence together. And then my Coley away this weekend, and unfortunately Nick, my first team coach, has been called into work. And listen, work takes precedence. Of course it does. You're providing for your family. And one thing I'll never do is feel sorry for myself. I'll load myself up with the tablets and I'll make sure I'm here, and I'll always represent this. But I've made a few messages and a few phone calls, and Noah's came in and helped me out today in terms of just the setup, warming Kingy up. He was doing the Future Blues this morning, and without even a second thought, he was, yes, of course I can come and help. And that's what I mean by it's a win for the club today, because it shows that anyone will try and help you out at this place and make sure that they make my life and the first team's life as easy as possible. So obviously we thank everybody that was involved in it today. But yeah, in particular Noah, who didn't even think twice. He just came and helped us out, and that's what you need in a football club. And we were great last year, unbelievable at times, and it's been a strange year. But we needed the monkey off our back, and we won the game of football. And as you say, hard-fought win, but sometimes they're the sweeter ones. So
some really good bits of quality. Justin Thompson-Matthews involved in both goals. First one, an excellent finish. Second, a really lovely through ball.
Yep.
Showing his quality today at times.
Absolutely, and that's the thing with Trish. Trish has got so much potential to show even more quality more often. And the areas that he gets in and things that he does, he can still do far better. But the difference is he's got that magic in him. He has got that magic in him. The first goal, what a great finish. Great finish, little acrobatic finish at the back post. You get in the smallest player or one of the smallest players on the pitch in the box, it'll fall to you. And if something happens, he's there. And he's got a knack for scoring goals. And where I'm a little bit critical of him sometimes is his final pass. It's a great through ball. Great through ball. It's a great run as well, to be fair, from Jav. Great interplay with JT and Evan. So all of the front four got involved, and that was very much like last year. Very much like last year. So Trish has had an impact when he's played this year. He gets numbers on the board, and he's got so much potential to obviously do more as well. So really pleased for him to not only just impact with him scoring, but he had the impact in us winning the game. So really pleased for him.
Yeah, and Jarvan was a late replacement. He was a constant outlet on that one, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Jav will frustrate the life out of me. He will, because he's got so many good attributes, but the couple of attributes that are top of his are pace, power, strength. And if he learns to just simplify his game and use that, he will be a problem. He will be a problem to anyone to play against. I'm really pleased for him to score, because last time we played these last season, he played up front for them and broke his collarbone or popped with Bucci. He's ended up coming back here and being able to get on the score sheet, but not only that, scoring the winner at his old club. So that's obviously going to be nice for him. So yeah, really pleased for him. He's a good character within there, and if we can simplify his game, I think he can be a real asset.
Yeah, and at the end of the game, you kept the players behind for a few minutes after the final whistle. Was that just say a few words to him?
Yeah, no, I'll be honest with you. I think going inside, the last place I need to be is inside at the moment. I'm getting stuffy as anything. But I just said to them here, I said the one thing that's the hardest thing in the world to get out of is a losing mentality. And when we've not won in so many games, in 8 games, yes, you got a couple of draws in there. What I needed from this group of players today was just to fight for each other, and that's all I asked for. I'll turn up week in, week out, and give them everything I've got. And they needed to understand that I need them as much as they need me. But the one thing that they need more than anything is each other. And if you understand that in football, you'll go onto every pitch, and that's every man from 1 to 15 in the squad. And that's what I just told them after. I said, this is where we set our tone for the rest of the season. But you need each other. And the more that you realise that, you'll have a positive end to the season.
So in the last week or so, a couple of players have left. We've seen Callum Cox come in. Is this sort of that rebuilding and just looking a little bit towards the next season, but without discarding the rest of this season as well?
No, absolutely. And I think my thing is, if I see players that aren't going to play, or not play as much as they potentially could elsewhere, with Coden leaving the building, that was the conversation I had with him, that sometimes things don't work. Sometimes things don't work, and unfortunately he's had a stop-start season, and I'd be doing him a disservice if I kept him on the bench rotting, and that's the word I use. I don't want someone to just rot on a bench and not be able to play as much as they could potentially elsewhere, if moving forward from this season they're probably going to be elsewhere. So yeah, we're doing things like that, and all we're doing now is looking forward to beyond this year. But as you say, without discarding it, and we're certainly going to give a good attempt at winning as many of these last 7 games as possible. So
then that takes into next week against Wellingborough. I think they lost today, but before today they only lost 1 out of 15 on the brink of the playoffs. So that's a good test for us next week, though, isn't it? We
Absolutely.
go there with nothing to lose, do we now?
No, it's nothing to lose, and I do hate that saying, because it's almost like that underdog mentality, and I don't like that, because I take the game to everybody. But they lost the last 2. So they've lost the last 2 now. Right. So you telling me that is obviously great to know. But they'll be looking to bounce, especially at home. They've made some really good signings. Some boys in that change room that we've tried to get in our building at times. But we'll go there, no fear, front foot. And we'll always go and try and take 3 points. As I've always said to you, we'll never set up to lose, or not lose. Sorry, we'll always set up to try and go and win. So.
Just change the subject slightly. Ryan Campbell-Gordon, I spoke to him earlier in the season. He had hoped to play some part this season. I don't think that's the case.
No chance. Unfortunately, he's got to go and have an MRI scan again, just to see where it's at. But hopefully, him being able to switch off to not even playing this year gives some positive results between now and the end of the season, and then obviously in the off season we can really get him to work, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can see him at some point next year.
Has he generally been alright? Because we've seen him on match days. Is he gutted, or is he?
He's absolutely devastated. He's a really good person, first and foremost, and of course he just wants to play football. But I understand more than any about injuries and how long sometimes they take to come back from. So we'll give him all the support he needs, and we'll put everything in place to make sure that he hopefully makes a happy return.
And then the lads will be in training, will they, this week, ready for next week?
We'll train at least once this week, and just try and keep this squad as fresh as possible. We've got a few niggles, and that's why we didn't really make any changes today as well. But also a big shout out to Jamie Hansen. I asked him a favour of him today in terms of, it's disappointing for him not to play, but I wanted that support on the sideline because he sees the game fantastically. He's ultra positive on the sideline as well. And sometimes you need that, because I can obviously get a little bit carried away with the game. And so, a massive thank you to him. And as I said, it's a win for the club, because we needed it. But it just shows that everyone can pull together.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.